All right, y'all. Well, good morning. Well, got the new lock last night, and I thought it was going to come with a doorknob, and it didn't come with a doorknob. So I had to go get a doorknob this morning, and also get the little centerpiece for the lock itself, you know, which is that little piece right there. So I had to go get that this morning, which is no big deal. You know, that part's pretty cheap. But I thought, you know what, I gotta have a doorknob on there anyway, so this way I can get the door lock installed today. So today, if you want to see a really cool lock get installed, come hang out with me, right? And I'll see you in a short. Well, I'm back at the Homestead, and needless to say, when I went to buy the lock, I really didn't put much thought into buying a doorknob at that point, right? I just went into Ace real fast because it was close, and I just got the cheapest one I could find. Well, you know, never fails whenever you try to go to the cheapest one you can find. That's usually the wrong one. So what I ended up buying was one for a mobile home door, but it's working, so that's all that matters. I've got to go to the doctor Monday anyway, Monday and Wednesday. So I figure I'll be in Russellville. I'll just get the right doorknob, but at least it's working. I can close the door and open the door, and the dogs can't jimmy it open and and get out and what have you like that. So that's the main point, and it can lock. So anyway, so needless to say, I'm doing the other lock Monday. So you get to see what I'm doing today. So I come out here because the wheel right there, that wheel right there, only wobbled a couple of times going all the way to Boonville. And it was, like I said, and then this time it was just real light. So I thought, let's jack it up again and see if we can figure out what's going on. And I cannot find anything wrong with it. So I'm thinking that there's either a bushing or it's just tires alone. It's the only thing that I can come up with. Even the bushings look good underneath there, so it has to be the tire. That's all there is to it. But I can't imagine why it would be just the tire. But once I get it to the shop and get them to put the tires on it, they're going to have it on the lift, and I can get up underneath there and see bushings a little bit better. Sometimes those the control arm bushings will go bad, and but this car hasn't got that many miles on it for that to happen. So best I can come up with right now without getting it on a lift is the tire. So anyway, somebody sent me this cool thing here, and I don't know who you are because it didn't come with any notes or anything like that telling me who it was. But whoever you are, thank you, because this is awesome, and I'm going to show that to you real quick here. Let me show you this. So had this on my wish list, just thinking, well, that maybe one of these companies would reach out to me and maybe want me to do a collab with them, So like I said, I wasn't in a rush for it, and and that's a lot of times that, just so you know, a lot of times that's why I put stuff on my wish list, is not because I really need it, but because a lot of these companies will go through your wish list and they'll look at it, and then they'll reach out to you and say, hey, would you like to do a collaboration on this? So, because I have gotten many collabs just because of that. Or something similar to it, like the door handle, This company reached out with this really fancy lock, and it worked out great. So anyway, here's what they sent, one of y'all sent me. It's a new radio. Because I'm going to show you what happens with this radio, y'all. Look. That's the kind of screen I get to see. So whoever you are that did this for me, that was very awesome of you, and thank you. Also sent me the install kit. So again, thank you. That's really cool of you. So I reached out to Scott, and the rocker. And he said, well, man, if you come on up here, he said, I'll install it for you. So thinking about just heading out in the morning and going up there and doing that. I don't know. Just have to see how my day goes. Because that would be very cool to have a nice radio in this car. Because I've got all these appointments next week, and you know, as you can see here, I've got my other phone hooked up there for music, and that's what I have to use for music because I can't tell what I'm getting there. So I thought, you know what, I might just do that. So Scott, I know you're watching, so who knows, you may see me tomorrow. Other than that, y'all, same old stuff up here. Just I met with a realtor yesterday, and she's supposed to get back with me in a few days about what this place might be worth, and if I could get rid of it at the right price, then I may just be moving on. And when the rest of my VA stuff comes through, either way, I'm gonna move on. So you know, even if I have to just keep the place and just, you know, just let it sit here, you know, if that's what it takes. I can, you know, easily make that payment without missing it, and it won't hurt me a bit. So therefore, just keep the place and I'll just move away, you know. Sandy and Roger, you know, they said they'd be more than happy to stay and take care of the place for me and watch it, and so, and you know, that makes me a pretty good deal right there. You know, I don't have to worry about my stuff either, and you know, they ain't got to go anywhere, worry about going anywhere. So they're, you know, they'll be nice and stable here. So that would work out pretty good for everybody. So anyway, that's what I decided to do out here, and that's what I found so far. So I just wait and put the tires on. The sensors did come in, so I've got all 4 sensors now and all 4 tires. So Monday when I go to the doctor, I'm gonna get up and go early in the morning and go ahead and have them put the tires on and the sensors in, and get all that done. So hopefully that'll solve the problem. And then I'm gonna start cleaning up stuff around here and start packing it away. Just get ready. Something tells me this is all gonna happen here pretty soon, and I would be able to just go on about my way. Because to be honest with you, I'm sick of the drama, sick of all the other stuff, and I'm just ready to go find my new spot in the world and go have some fun. It's about time. You know, YouTube is a lot of fun, y'all. I was really enjoying it there for a while, and then it got to where I didn't enjoy it no more. But that's all right, you know. That's part of change, you know. So I still enjoy it. I'm just not enjoying where I'm at doing it. Put it that way. That's probably a better word for it. I'm just not enjoying where I'm doing it, where I'm at, and that's okay too. You know, that too will come about and change, and who knows? You know, you're probably going to see some other really cool adventures coming up here soon, which will be very cool on top of that. Like I said, I would like to go out and do a little traveling and go see my kids a little bit, and go check out some things. You know, I've been all over the country, y'all, in a semi truck. Been pretty much every state there is except Hawaii, and that's only because they ain't made the 2,000-mile bridge over there. But all of that was all done either hitchhiking or in a semi truck. And when you're hitchhiking, you don't get to stop and smell the roses so much along the way. You get to see some magnificent views, but you don't get to get out there and see some of the cool things up close. You know what I mean? You're more worried about kind of getting to a destination, so to speak, and what have you like that. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like I said, the hitchhiking, I've seen a lot of very cool stuff, but I'd like to see more of it before I go on, you know. And I thought, why not? Let me probably buy me a little camper, something I can pull around, get my truck, and just take off and go enjoy for a little while, you know. Go hang out someplace for a week or so at a time with the dogs, and we all just kind of enjoy our world for a little while, you know. I think that's going to be good for my brain, and probably good for y'all too. You get to see what I'm doing and see where I'm going, and I want to go up and see my other grandkids, my grandsons in Michigan that I haven't met yet. Even though the one is still too young to really know who Grandpa is right now, but that's okay. I want to go up there and meet them and hang out with them for a while, and So let's just hope all that happens here real soon. I got a pretty good feeling it's going to. And then, you know, like I said, I'll be able to do that with some comfort, you know, and bring you along for the ride. So I'm just out here looking around the property right now, kind of getting an idea of what I've got to do and what have you like that, and just keep going from there, y'all. We'll just keep tinkering along till we get where we want to be. Probably gonna start moving stuff after Christmas, start moving stuff into a big storage unit, and kind of downsizing a lot of these things that I really don't need anymore. Like I said, life is changing for me, so where that change is going to take me, I don't know, and but we'll find out soon enough. So I hope you stick around and see how those changes come about. I'm kind of curious to know myself, you know. You know, it is what it is, right? I'm still gonna fix the beast. I'll probably take it to a shop and just go buy a crate motor for it. Go ahead and have them put all the stuff in it, new engine and what have you, and have them get it going real good. Play around with that. That'll still keep that as my work truck, you know, or I say my work truck, my playing truck anyway, and we'll go from there. But you know, life is challenging, y'all. Somebody reached out to me a little while ago about how do I retrain the brain, you know, because I've been hurt and you know, by people, and how do I retrain the brain? Well, I'll start with the post-it notes. Positive affirmation works every time. And forgiving yourself is a lot of that. Forgiving those around you. You don't have to forgive them to the point of you still want to associate with them, but you can still forgive them just in the general purpose of it, you know. And then, but you know, unfortunately, there's too many people out there in the world that just don't do that. You know, they preach one thing but do the opposite, and that's just gonna part of life. It's happened. It's the way the world is today. But if you can forgive them inside you, then you can move on. And moving on is what it's all about, being happy and staying positive. And I got to tell you, even for me, that's been a pretty big challenge here lately. So work on that for yourself, and you know, just for your own peace of mind, so to speak, you know. And the positive affirmations, like, you know, you're awesome, you can do this, you know, forgive, forget, and stuff like that, and get all of that negative stuff out of your brain, because the brain has a tendency of taking you down automatically. The brain has a 99.9% chance of going to the negative immediately before it goes to the positive. So retrain it to the positive. And whatever your situation might be, that positive maybe is different for everyone. So work on that for yourself. You can do it. You can do it. I promise you can do it. And just keep working at it, y'all. It's a process. It's not something that happens overnight. So don't just give up on yourself after a week or 2 weeks, you know. When I first got out of the military, I was going through some rough stuff, and it took me a good while, y'all. It really did. It took me a long while, actually, to do that and fix that. But you know, with determination, I just decided that, you know, I was not going to allow the VA just to keep stuffing me full of pills to keep me happy. And yeah, I mean, I still fall every now and then. So, and you will too. You will fall during your journey. It doesn't mean you have to give up on it. You know what I mean? So just remember, positive affirmations, whatever your situation may be. Write positive stuff about that situation on your notes. Read them every day, and read them 10 times. They say it takes one negative comment to affect the brain immediately. 10 positive comments to retract that or to counteract that. So 10 times, okay? So I think with that note, I think we're gonna go ahead and call this video a sweet day for today, and let you know what was going on. And again, I did get the lock. And you know what? Before I end the video, he said, "Gumby, shut up! You say you were talking, going away." Let me show you the doorknob real quick, just so you know it's working nice. So at least I got a way to lock it. And then, like I said, Monday when I go to Russellville, I'll get the proper knob for it. What I ended up getting was a mobile home knob. And let me show you the difference here between a regular knob and a mobile home knob, y'all. So this part right here, y'all, see how it's got that little thing around it? Now, I didn't see that when it was in the package. That's for a mobile home. And they will work on your house, but it's not what they're designed for. So let me show you right here. See how that sits in that hole right there? See how that does that? It doesn't come with that plate that goes in there and what have you like that. So again, that's a mobile home. If you look at your doorknob at home, if you're not in a mobile home, or if you are in a mobile home, you can look at the two right there, and that's how you tell the difference between a mobile home lock and a regular door lock. So hopefully you learned something about that today. So the other lock, like I said, I am going to get the right one for that. And when I opened up the box, you'll see this right here. So you see how it's got these cross notches in it right there. That's the kind of deadbolt part you need for that. And like I said, I just didn't look at it well enough. I was just more worried about getting a doorknob on it, and unfortunately I went too cheap and didn't spend the extra $5. You know, so anyway, so I will be doing that video Monday. For today, that's what we're gonna do. We just got that little bit done, got the car checked out. Feeling a little bit on the rough side today. Not much, but just my belly, you know, just think it's just stress from everything. So I'm just kind of relaxing a little bit. I'm trying to just do a little bit at a time. I did work on inside of the barn a little bit today, and this morning sealing up a few little holes back there in the back on that stuff that I've got, the insulation at the bottom of it. So I sealed all that up. Hopefully keep a little more cold air out, because tomorrow is supposed to be nice, but Monday morning we're gonna wake up in the 20s. So kind of what I'm working on, kind of sealing everything up. You know, I got a couple more tubes of caulk, and I'm still gonna do a few more spots in there for the days out. But in the meantime, just thought maybe I'd come out here and chat with y'all and show you what I'm doing today, and show you I didn't get the lock done. So Gumby, you're too cheap for that. You will not be doing that no more. Anyway, I love y'all. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow.